I found this chest on Facebook Marketplace. The previous owners had treated the chest with a sandblaster. The sand or other medium they used for this must have been quite hard, since they removed a lot of the wood during the process. They blew away so much of the material that the chest was left with thin gaps and tiny cracks. When they would have used finer sand, the sandblasting process would have been much less destructive and it would have left a smoother finish. But it's not only the sandblasting that had affected the wood. Woodworms have also taken a few good bites from this piece. I started by filling up all the gaps and cracks with some wood plaster. It's the same product that you can use when you want to do a raised stencil. I have another video about that. I will link it in the description. It was a hell of a job, since I had to cover the entire surface. For this I used no less than 4 tubes of wood plaster. Once I had covered the entire surface, I left everything to dry for 24 hours. My husband took the chest outside to sand the plaster smooth with his belt sander. The parts he couldn't reach with his machine, I sanded by hand. I wiped away all the sanding dust with a sponge and gave the piece a good wash before I started painting. I wanted to give the chest a quite neutral color, so I chose the color Coco from Annie Sloan. I used a flat brush and a spray mister to paint my first coat. I love how the spray mister makes painting with chalk paint so much easier. Thanks to the even mist, the paint will water down a bit. Since the paint will be less thick, you will be able to cover more surface with the same amount of paint. And the bonus is that it will cost you less effort too. After I had put on 2 coats of the color Coco and let everything dry, I chose the transfer of Redesign with Prima. I thought a simple black transfer with some text and a few drawings would be perfect for this piece. Before transferring the design onto the chest, I put all the different parts with the backing paper still on the piece with some painter's tape. This way I can make my own little puzzle and see where I want everything. Once I made my decision on my design, I took everything back off. I removed the backing paper of the first sheet, taped it on the piece again and measured if everything was straight. With the help of a little stick, I then rubbed the transfer onto the chest. I continued with all the other parts of the transfer. I wanted to give the chest a more romantic feel by adding a few Woodubend moldings. I ordered a few of them online, but when I received them, they were broken. Fortunately, it's very easy to repair these moldings. The first step is to heat up the moldings with a heat gun. This will make the moldings flexible. Then you apply some regular wood glue and you stick the broken parts together. Use a bit of pressure on the moldings that are still flexible thanks to the heat. If they aren't flexible anymore, you just add a little more heat with the heat gun. You could also use a hairdryer for this. Once the glue is dry, you won't be able to see the crack anymore. I then repeated all these steps for all the other parts that had broken off. As you can see, it is super easy, so please don't throw away your broken Woodubend moldings. If you have subscribed to my channel, I would like to take a moment to thank you for this. I can't believe how much my channel has grown since I started it last August, so thank you so very much. I can't even begin to explain how much this means to me. Over 1,000 subscribers in less than 3 months. That is huge, you guys. I am so happy and humbled for this at the same time. Thank you so very much. This truly comes from the bottom of my heart. And I promise you, I will keep posting new content. If there's something that you would like to see, just let me know in the comments. And I'll see what I can do. But let's go back to my broken Woodubend moldings. Just look how they turned out, like nothing ever happened. I painted the molding in the same color as the chest. I grabbed my heat gun again to make the molding flexible. Then I put on a bit of wood glue and I glued the molding on the piece. With a damp little brush, I wiped away the excess glue. Although the glue looks white now, it will dry clear. If a little bit of excess glue would be left on the piece, you won't notice a thing. Although the chest didn't look bad at all at this point, I thought the single molding needed some backup. So I decided to choose a few other moldings from my little Woodubend collection. I followed once again the same steps as you saw me do before. Step 1. Heating up the molding. Step 2. Putting some wood glue on the molding. And step 3, sticking the molding onto the piece. It can't get any easier than that. In the corners I used a bit of wood filler to fill up the gaps. With a damp cloth, I wiped away the excess glue. The new mouldings got 2 coats of the color Coco, like the rest of the piece. I grabbed a bit of sandpaper to go over the transfer. This will help remove the halo around the sticker. Then it was time to protect the piece with some clear wax. I wiped away the excess wax and then I aged the chest with some black wax. I used a small flat brush to get the black wax in all the edges and corners of the mouldings. It might look a little bit as if I am painting the black wax on, but actually I'm not painting, I am not wiping the wax on, I am pushing the wax in all those little edges. Again, I wipe away the excess wax with a cloth. As a result, there's only a shade of black wax remaining. Normally I only use black wax on the edges and in the corners, but for this piece I took a more drastic approach and I covered the whole thing in black wax. The reason for this is because I thought that the chest just looked too neat in comparison with the aged mouldings. I wiped away the excess wax with a cloth and went in again with clear wax where I thought too much black wax was left. We wanted to keep the original hardware, so my husband sprayed them first with a primer and then he spray painted everything black. He covered the screws with some wood filler so they would look like old nails, and I touched them up with a bit of black paint. As a finishing touch, I added some black wax around the hardware. And this makeover is done. So here's a quick reminder of how this chest used to look like, with all the woodworm and sandblaster damage. And here is how it looks now. I'm really happy with the result. I always love working on chests because they usually give you a white canvas. You can go every direction you want with these. You could go for simple, modern, aged, romantic, anything you like. I went for an aged look, therefore I went a bit crazy with the black wax, but I think it complements the look of the chest so much, and I also love how the transfer and the mouldings seem to add to the story this chest wants to tell. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe for more videos. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!